Hi, Doug McCann of RealityMe.net. I got a package. I love getting packages and boxes. I know what's in this one. I have a TWSBI. It's kind of a demonstrator pin. This is their 580 AL for aluminum. That means the little innards are aluminum, which coincidentally don't react well with certain inks, but the inks never touch the aluminum. This is a nice pin. It's got a great feel. It's faceted, so if you put it on a surface, it's not going to roll. The cap screws off. Now, I don't like to post it. When you post, you're putting a cap on the end. I personally, because of the threads, I don't feel comfortable with that, so I just set the cap aside. And it's got this aluminum green. It looks nice. And this nib is the extra fine. So it's an extra fine nib because I like to write small. Now, tastes are changing a little bit. I'll probably get into some stub nibs, which are italic nibs and for fancier writing. The way a pen works is you fill this chamber with ink. You twist this, and there's a plunger here that'll push down and suck the ink in. I should have bought one of the TWSBI ink containers so I could demonstrate those. They're these $25 glass containers. Beautiful little pieces of artwork. I haven't convinced myself to pull the trigger, but one of the neat things about it is you can take this piece off and plug the body of the pen right into that cartridge and fill your ink. So what TWSBI has done, they make a 580 pen, and part of the 580 thing is it holds a huge volume of ink. And I've got blue in this one because I think it looks nice, and I like writing in blue, and I think it goes well with the green. Nice little TWSBI logo on the end here. Very elegant pen. When you put it in your pocket, it almost looks like a piece of jewelry. I just like it. So what they've done with these aluminum pens, and one of the things about it, I can't show you with this with the ink, but if you unscrew this, there's a wrench. You can actually take this apart completely. It's completely user serviceable. Wonderful pen. Writes great. Feels good. Looks good. Limited edition. I almost missed out on the green. I saw the green. I was like, I gotta have one of these. And I did not realize at the time that they're producing limited runs of several different colors. I've already missed blue and red and some others. One that they came out with was an orange. It was extremely popular. Now, of course, I work at UT. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Everything here is orange. When I was down in New Orleans, everything was purple and green. Knoxville, Tennessee, white and orange. So, oh, they included a bonus something in here. What is, oh, they didn't. This is the other part of my packaging. Okay, I ordered two things. One, the pen itself. And it's got a nice little seal here. Let me get my knife. Old timer knife. I got it with $13 allowance when I was 9 years old. Went down to Pete's Hardware store in Cary, North Carolina. Picked it out myself, bought it myself. Very proud moment. Cut the dickens out of myself for the first year and didn't do it again for about 26 years. 16 years. Something like that. Anyhow, here's the box for a TWSBI pen. All right, you open it up, and they have this nice protective foam on there. You're going to have some instructions, probably warranty information. A lot of kanji. TWSBI, I think, is Taiwanese. So you can see that you've got kanji and English. And where's the made in? Yeah, don't quote me on Taiwan, but I think it's Taiwan. So anyhow, these are instructions for how to care for your pen, how to lubricate it where it's supposed to be lubricated. And in the box is the actual box. Again, wrapped in more of this protective foam. So the packaging's good. Then you get down to the actual box itself. What is this? This talks about the bearing grease, and it says do not clean out the grease. It's supposed to have some grease in it, so there's a warning there about the grease. And this is the actual retail packaging. Now, last time I did this, yep, there's tape on the end. And I think the easiest way was to cut it. Let's see if we can peel it off. So we're going to peel off the tape. But that's not sufficient, because it's going to be on this end too. Now, you can see they sold out of the original orange, and this one they're calling lava. And the way the packaging works is they've got these two little things holding it down, so you kind of pick them up. One there, and then you can lift your beautiful new pin up. That's the lava. That's the green. The difference, this I put an extra fine nib on. I almost lost out on this. I was procrastinating because I didn't know if I wanted to own two of the same pins. I like variety, and there's so many different fountain pens out there, and each one has a different trait. But I like the color on this enough that I thought, hey, I'm going to own this. So I bought it. They were sold out of every nib. I wanted a fine. They were sold out of everything but the bold. So this is a bold nib. So it's going to write with a thicker line. Very interesting. The shape of the nibs and the design on the nibs are identical. This one just says EF and this one says B. So let's put the one that has ink away. And you can see what's going to happen is you turn this plunger and the piston is going to go down towards the end. Now, a couple of different ways to fill this. You can dip the feed. This is the feed, this is the nib. You dip that in till about there. You really don't want the ink on your aluminum, but you dip it down there and then draw the ink back into the pin. Another way to do it is if you have the TWSBI, bottle, you can take the tip off, the nib off, and then that will actually go on the bottle and you can fill it that way. Now, these come off. You can actually pull this aluminum off, and that's what I'm going to show you next. Is that what I did, since I wanted that fine nib, I went ahead and bought one. So what TWSBI does is let you interchange the nibs without having to pull it off the feed. They give you an entire new feed. So, and it comes in this nice little storage container. There's the feed. So that's what touches your ink. Your ink goes there. And this even screws on. So it's going to take care of the feed really well. So if I want to change that bold to a fine, I will take this off of here. I'll slide that bold sleeve right onto there. I think I might have to take this one off. So I take the clear off. I slide that aluminum feed on, or sleeve on, and then I can be using this fine nib with that pen, or I can use the fine nib with the green pen. So that's how that works. Completely user maintainable. I'm going to shove that on there real good and put that back on to protect it, because I'm not going to use this one right now. I want to try that bold. And that's the TWSBI Diamond 580. I'm going to take this. You can see where this clear one was on there. The regular 580, I believe, is just clear. The aluminum that is silver is standard. You can always get the aluminum with the silver here. But these other colors are limited edition. I'm very happy to have this pen. You've been watching Doug. Not quite finished. In the box itself are two other very important pieces. So you take this bottom piece off, and inside you're going to find your silicone grease and a wrench. And what this wrench does is allows you to dismantle your pen, and then you can use the grease to lubricate that piston. And you do that by unscrewing this until you get a little gap right there. And I would recommend that if you're going to do that, actually watch some videos first that describe how to do this. TWSBI has some great instructions on how to take your pen apart, when to take it apart. For the most part, you shouldn't be needing to do that once a year, I think. And you should be cleaning your pen every time you change inks, but you don't have to completely dismantle it to clean it. TWSBI 580 AL.